Now at 6, authorities in Fort Scott ended the search for a person of interest in a homicide investigation. Plus, Kansas Governor Kelsey says increased tax collections could fund rebates for residents. The state's legislature could be planning something more permanent. And
we have to stop saying, oh, that's just another homicide. Well, it's not. That's a life. That's someone's child. That's someone's loved one.
A vigil works to shed light on violence in the Kansas City area as families prepare to celebrate the holidays without some loved ones.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Authorities have found a person of interest in a murder case in Fort Scott. This is KOAM News at 6. KOAM's Bronte Sorotsky joins us in the studio now with more.
Dow, around 7:40 p.m. last night, the Fort Scott Police Department got a call from someone who came home to find their family member shot. When police arrived, they found 48-year-old Melissa Mitchell had died from a gunshot wound. They also found 53-year-old Leonard Zimmerman dead inside the home. Both were pronounced dead at the scene. Dawson Mitchell, the son of one of the victims, is a person of interest in the case. He's since been arrested for theft of a firearm, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, and unlawful possession of controlled substances. We spoke to a neighbor who tells us he didn't notice much had happened until he heard a siren and police were asking him questions.
They stopped and asked me if I heard anything, which I didn't, and they were checking. They were checking around that vacant house over there and other places. I guess they were, and they asked me if I'd noticed anybody strange in the neighborhood or anything. And
Dawson Mitchell, the 23-year-old person of interest in the homicide case, was arrested at around 1 p.m. today near the intersection of 5th Street and Judson Street in Fort Scott.
Bronte, thanks. Kansas Governor Laura Kelly is proposing to give residents who pay income taxes a one-time rebate of $250. Kelly outlined the proposal today. The Republican-controlled legislature would have to approve the plan, and GOP lawmakers are expected to have proposals for ongoing income tax cuts instead of one-time rebates. Lawmakers' next annual session convenes on January 10th. Kelly said such rebates would be possible because Kansas has been collecting more in tax revenues than expected for months. Her proposal would provide $250 to individuals and $500 to married couples filing jointly. About 1.2 million filers would receive a total of $445 million. Well, the mild weather continues. Doug Heddy.
Yeah, another pretty good day for us today. High temps into the upper 50s during the afternoon. We have plenty of sunshine across the region, and we are going to continue to see clear skies as we go through the evening hours. We are going to get some clouds in here late tonight into the daytime hours for us tomorrow. Temperature still not bad, upper 40s to lower 50s, and we're not going to drop off near as much as we go through the overnight hours tonight due to the winds. They've kind of cranked around out of the south, and this will actually keep our temperatures up just a little bit as we work through the overnight hours. We're going to drop back through the 40s. We'll bottom out lower 40s for overnight lows. Now, we continue to warm up over the next few days, so we're going to look at that into the holiday, all coming up here in just a little bit.
See you then. The Kansas Forest Service has revised down the number of acres burned in last week's wildfires. The agency posted on Facebook that around 163,000 acres burned on December 15th, not the estimated 400,000 that was first thought. The Forest Service and the National Interagency Fire Coordination Center are using a new satellite data system to map ongoing wildfires. The service says that as heat, dust, and smoke cleared, the satellite was able to get a clearer picture. The fires claimed 2 lives. Yesterday was the winter solstice, the darkest day of the year. For some families in Kansas City, 2021 has been a dark year. Many are preparing to celebrate the holidays without their loved ones who were lost to violence. A prayer service was dedicated to the hundreds of homicide victims across the metro, 230 in Wyandotte and Jackson County. Reporter Betsy Webster tells us how those lives are being honored.
The crosses sit here as a sobering reminder of what should not be acceptable.
The problems of violence are very complex, but if we run away from them and we ignore them, it's not going to get any better.
Names scrolled on a screen inside, going on and on. 152 killed in KC-Mo, 49 in KCK, and dozens more in surrounding cities.
We have to stop saying, oh, that's just another homicide. Well, it's not. That's a life. That's someone's child. That's someone's loved one.
Your wounds are still fresh. Your grief is heavy.
The primary purpose of the prayer service is to speak to those who've lost loved ones to murder.
And nothing can prepare you.
In a metro area where murder happens so often, a message that they are not forgotten.
Sometimes it's as though there's a murder in Kansas City or in the metro area, it's on the news, and the next night there's another one, and they feel forgotten.
Others have journeyed this same path.
The service each year, for 10 years now, is on the longest night, the winter solstice, to bring some light into the hearts of those who will soon be facing the first Christmas with a chair at the table painfully empty.
We want to grieve with them, but we also want to share with them the ultimate hope that one day, as broken as this world is, it won't be broken anymore.
The most recently added cross was planted in the ground yesterday. It's blank because the victim has not yet been identified. Still ahead, dashing through there's no snow and there won't be any before Christmas, but that didn't stop the sleigh rides at Medical Lodge in Neosho. And a surprise donation of an unseen but no less important clothing item for folks in need.
At Midway.
There won't be any snow on the ground around here this Christmas. In fact, it's going to be rather warm. It will not look anything like this. Won't be any mountains in the 4 states coming either, but snow or no snow, folks today still got in the holiday spirit with a sleigh ride. Medical Lodge in Neosho hosted the rides today. Lots of families came out to enjoy the holiday fun.
I love to see all the kids get excited and then the parents thankful for an opportunity to take their kids to do something fun, especially in the Christmas season. We've had a lot of people show up today and they're so thankful and excited to see the horses, and I love to be part of that.
Food was also provided for folks in attendance. The windows of downtown Joplin have been beautifully decorated for this season. Business owners put in the work to make a stroll downtown much more festive. As great as they all look, one stood out as the best. 3 actually, in 3 different categories. The winners of the 2021 Holiday Window Competition are Social BTB for Best Use of Theme, Olson for Most Lights, and Lovey's Recycled Weddings for Most Creative.
We traditionally have kind of called it a window decorating competition, but we had several businesses this year who either didn't have great street frontage or had very limited street frontage, and they're like, well, does the inside count too? And I was like, sure. I mean, it's kind of all part of it and part of the experience for people coming downtown.
Again, great job to all of the local businesses that participated this year. A donation from First United Church in Carthage will make some of the area's homeless a little more comfortable this holiday. The congregation held a fundraiser they called Undie Sunday, collecting underwear and socks. They collected more than 200 items that they dropped off today at Souls Harbor in Joplin. Souls Harbor officials tell us the donation was a surprise.
Absolutely. It was great that they called us up and said, yes, we've got these underwear, these socks, and all these things that we're just going to bring to you guys to help distribute through the winter season, and that's absolutely wonderful.
Souls Harbor received a total of 284 pairs of socks and 273 pairs of underwear. Later, the Colgan Panthers are getting some big help for their youngest players as they've started the season undefeated.
Plus, it gets even warmer as we go through the next few days. We're going to look at that and the holidays coming up next. Well, it turned out to be another nice day for us today. Upper 50s, plenty of sunshine across the region. Not a bad Wednesday, and it's going to get warmer, quite a bit warmer. Over the next couple days, southerly winds are really going to pick up. We do have a couple storm systems skirting by to our north, but in general, the next one to really affect us moves in on Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, the following Saturday, so the pattern really picks up over the next week. Of course, you can get my long-range forecast on my month-long blog. That is KOAMnewsnow.com. Look at December so far. All these red days, days above average. Mainly 50s, 60s, 70s. We've only had 5 days that have been below average, we've only had one day the entire month that we didn't crawl out of the 30s for highs, and it looks like it's going to warm up even more as we go through the next several days. So kind of crazy how warm it has been. Temperatures right now upper 40s to lower 50s across the region. So in general, it still looks pretty good. We'll only drop back near 40 tonight. Southerly winds are actually going to keep our temperatures up. These are going to increase as we go through the overnight hours and then into Thursday as well. So it's going to be pretty windy by the time we roll into tomorrow. 7th and Range Line, a lot of traffic. A lot of people trying to finish up shopping. Currently sitting at 50, south winds at about 5. Humidity is bone dry at 38%. Through the evening hours, we slide back through the 40s, and I think we'll bottom out near 40, which is not that bad. It was a cold start during the morning hours. Clear skies, nothing popping up out there. Clear skies across the entire Central Plains. It's pretty quiet. We got this little ridge of high pressure, which is going to give us the nice weather of the next couple days. But right behind it, we have our first storm system that will start to get that kind of active stretch of the pattern going by the time we head into the Christmas holiday. All right, for us tonight, we'll get some clouds in here late, but at least the next 6 or 7 hours are going to be pretty much clear skies. Mostly cloudy skies for us tomorrow, but temperature is great. We'll start at 42, 59 by noon. High temp right around 63. South winds, kind of breezy, 15 to 25, gusts near 25. Mostly cloudy skies tomorrow night. Let's go into Friday, which of course is Christmas Eve, to the 70s. Our record on Christmas Eve is 73 degrees, and we're going to make a run at that as we head into Friday. We do get a cold front that slides in by Saturday, so we will start to cool down. But you can see the rain shoots just to our north, but we should stay dry as this system exits. But by Sunday, we get a system in here. This is going to give us showers. We have another system on Tuesday that will give us mainly showers, but it will draw in some cooler air, so we need to watch the system that rolls in on Thursday to see if we can squeak out any snow. This is a very odd December. Typically, if we go through the entire month of December without any snow, we are not going to get much through the winter, which I don't think we're going to get much this winter, but we do have about 2 good shots, which we talked about in the winter forecast. No snow in sight, at least over the next 7 days. Look at our temperature, 72 Friday, 64 on Saturday.
Yeah, with these temperatures,
you
don't get snow. I'm not a meteorologist, but I kind of know that much. Thanks, Doug. Coming up in sports, Player of the Week honors for Chiefs tight end Travis Kelsey. And a Pittsburgh high school wrestler finds early success in her first season on the mat. Jacob Leonard has that story and more next.
Well, tonight is the final game of the football season for the Missouri Tigers. Mizzou is in Fort Worth, Texas, facing Army this evening in the Armed Forces Bowl. Now, the Tigers were 6-6 in the regular season. On the other side, Army finished 8-4. Game time for that one is 7 o'clock. We'll have the latest from the game right here tonight at 10. The Chiefs tight end Travis Kelsey has been named the AFC Offensive Player of the Week for the first time in his career. Kelsey had a monster game against the Chargers last Thursday, finishing with 10 catches for a career-high 191 yards and 2 touchdowns. And that includes the game winner in overtime. Now, on the season, Kelsey has 1,066 yards and 7 touchdowns on 83 receptions. The Colgan girls basketball team is off to a hot start this season. The Panthers are 4-0, including a 2-0 mark in CNC league play. And they're getting some big-time production from some younger players. The Colgan Panthers have won their first 4 games by more than 40 points per game.
I thought they played some of the best basketball, so far, but there's still a lot of things we can work on.
We know what our end goal is for this season. We want to get back to Manhattan, and the dedication with this team has started since November. So putting in that work and seeing the success it's already shown has been great.
The Panthers have been led in scoring by the duo of junior Lauren Torrance and sophomore Lily Brown. Brown is posting an impressive 23 points and 12 rebounds per game.
I feel like running the court has really helped for me. I've been able to see the court a lot better this year compared to last year. It's just kind of crazy how much one year just kind of, boosts your confidence.
She's doing a great job rebounding. I mean, she can jump out of the gym and she can run the floor, and she's doing a really good job of, finding the openings and the seams, rebounding, and she runs the floor really well. So she's just she's tough to guard.
Immediately as I put the ball on the floor for transition, I'm looking up for her down the court. She's sprinting as hard as she can, and she gets boards really well too. She's had a couple double-doubles, as you've seen probably, so she's really improved, and I'm proud of her.
Torrance is also in double figures with 11 points per night.
Her and Lily together are really starting to click and gel, and they're kind of like our team within a team. You know, you got those two inside, and teams have tried to zone us and take us away, but they're just finding ways to play with each other, and she's doing a good job, you know, running the floor as well.
While the team is led by younger players in scoring, it's the 3 seniors on the team providing leadership and experience to make it all work.
A player-led team is going to go way further than a coach-led team, and I feel like the 3 seniors have done a great job.
The seniors are by far the most important factor. They really control our team. They give us confidence. When we come to practice every day, it starts with our seniors, our captains, and we have to give 100%, and then that goes down for our younger kids, and they do the same thing. They're motivated by us, and if we are working our hardest, then they're doing the same.
I just feel like they're picking up on their weaknesses, you know, really taking it serious because, you know, they do have an ultimate goal, and that's to win a state championship.
Colgan is currently ranked 2nd in the state in Class 2A after finishing as state runner-up last season. Now, the Panthers will be back in action on January 4th on the road against the Iola Mustangs. A Pittsburgh high school wrestler has found some early success in her first couple of months in the sport. Sophomore Sierra Dearling is 11-3 to begin her wrestling career. 8 of those wins have come by pin. That's an impressive start for the Pittsburgh standout, given she just got into wrestling about 6 weeks ago and had 0 prior wrestling experience.
I think a lot is her natural athletic ability. She's super strong. She's one of the strongest girls in our school, pound for pound, and she works hard. She's a straight A student. She's a coach's dream. She comes in wanting to learn, wanting to get better, and she's easy to coach.
I've always just kind of wanted to be better, just try, just go out there and see how far I can get. So I know we always say what you put in, like you get, so just try to put in hard work and see where it gets me.
We're going to have our full story with Dearling tonight on KOAM News at 10. And that's a look at sports. We're back with more news after this.
Take time now to honor a local veteran. Private First Class Earl Barker served in the U.S. Army. His hometown, Prescott, Kansas. And we are proud to salute Private First Class Earl Barker. He's tonight's 4-state hero. A donation of $180,000 in cash was sitting in a cardboard box in a college mailroom for months before anyone even noticed it. The box was addressed to the physics department at the City College of New York. It had been delivered on November 12th of 2020, more than a year ago, when the school was in distance learning. No one opened it until in-person classes resumed this semester. And when they did, they found stacks of $50 and $100 bills totaling $180,000. There was also an unsigned letter. It said the sender was an alum who wanted to give back to the school that jump-started their scientific career. The City College of New York, New York Police, the Postal Service, the FBI, the Treasury Department, they're all determining what was behind that. They said the money was clean, nothing suspicious there, but they have not been able to identify the donor.
I never find things like that.
Yeah, it'd be nice, right? Yeah.
If you do, I'm sure you would both call the police first.
Every now and then I find like a 20 in a pocket of jeans, and that really makes me happy.
Feels like Christmas, doesn't it? Yeah.
That found money, even if it was yours to begin with.
I know.
It's a nice surprise. The weather.
Looks pretty good for us tonight. We'll drop back near 40, 63 tomorrow, and up to 72 on Christmas Eve.
Final sports note.
Be back here tonight at 10. We'll have our full story with Sierra Dearling, the Pittsburgh wrestler. Literally just started wrestling 6 weeks ago, 11-3 to begin her career.
Isn't that remarkable? Looking forward to that. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here at 10. Let's make it a great evening.
Salon services.